fucking live. Who's gonna be the first one to join? Marston, my brother. What's up? Let's see how long it's gonna take until we get some people in. Up in this bitch. If the internet's kinda shit, it's my fault. And the phone is kinda low battery, so if it dies, it dies. Nothing we can do about it. Come on. So I'm gonna do arms now. So let's get into that shit. Fuck yeah. We got 2 people already. Started like a couple of seconds ago. Let's get this shit going. Which exercise am I gonna start with? We're doing arms today. At least legs and arms. I put some biceps. We're doing legs today, so I don't know what the fuck should I do. Let's do some easy bar curls. You can never go wrong with easy bar curls. I also forgot my fucking stand at home, so if that's gonna be a problem, actually let me find this shit. If everybody can hear, to the comments. Oh, let's get this shit. I don't know if that's gonna stand or not. Koja je najbolja vježba za masu tricepsa? Jebi ga. Da sam bar radio na početku tjedna. Za triceps nemaš nikad pogriješiti sa inclineom. I'm gonna talk in English because it's so everybody can understand. For triceps, I'll get more mass on the triceps. You can never go wrong with doing JM presses, skull crushes, and overhead extensions. Those are fucking goated exercise. You can literally never go wrong with that. And my biggest brother from the south, from Belvedere gym, old school fucking gym where I got all my gains, Crusher 88. The biggest man from Trsat. Biggest motherfucker in Croatia. The guy's 6'6", 300-pound beast. That's like the smallest person from Croatia. And you see where I'm gonna set this shit up. But for the triceps, I love doing incline chain presses because it just hits the spot when I'm doing the triceps. It just hits it so fucking well. I can feel every single rep. For most triceps exercises, especially if you're like a beginner or intermediate, you kind of have a big problem with feeling the exercise. So something where you can isolate it and just feel it the entire time would be the best for you. 350 kilogram deadlift when I get on gear. I get some oil up in my bitch. But kickbacks, amazing for this part of the triceps. For this part, kickbacks are just absolutely fucking amazing. For the long triceps, like this part down, I would say push downs and JM presses, but not JM presses on the bench, more like incline JM presses. So it's very, very specific. If you're gonna do normal JM presses, it's gonna be more on your elbows. 6 people in, fuck yeah. It's actually more than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like 3 people maybe, but got the biggest motherfuckers on YouTube. Okay, let's stop fucking around. I need to start pumping my biceps up. Get to do 2 exercises, and then I can fuck around and talk for the rest of the night. So I'm gonna do some easy bar curls now. I fucked myself up so badly for not getting the goddamn stand. Okay, give me a second. But generally, it doesn't matter to me if you're gonna ask training questions or whatever the fuck is on your mind. This is more like a first stream, just fucking around, talking about anything. Thursday, tomorrow's gonna be a Friday, so we're just finishing up the week. And then on the weekend, we're gonna crush some people. I mean, Hopefully not, so I don't get fired. I was talking to my boss last week because I headbutted a guy. I don't know if you can see. I headbutted the guy because he was getting aggressive, and I got told by the boss that I need to be less aggressive on my job. So if I get into a fight this weekend and I make like a sad video of why am I feeling down, I probably got fired. So it's entirely my fault. Some warm-ups. I'm trying to find a spot where I can put you motherfuckers on. Okay, I think this will do. This will be, yeah, this is much better than expected. I was gonna do some fucking arms now. Yeah, just getting warmed up for easy bar curls. Oh, I gotta figure out how this YouTube shit, at least with the live stream, works. Because I got a new mic. I don't know what's the sound, how it sounds. On the video that I made at home sounds pretty good. But we'll see later on when I rewatch the live stream. I'm gonna take this live stream and literally till my phone dies. It's like 17%, so probably don't have much time, but who gives a fuck? But before you fuckers start asking questions, then we're just gonna talk about things that might help people get bigger. People train, especially today. A lot of people are going to the gym, even fucking normies and fucking guys that never heard about the gym. They get invited by their friends, or they get like pushed by people they know. So yeah, they're in the gym doing something. But most people, even those that started, are just fucking around the gym. They don't try to hit the muscle. They don't try to squeeze the hands. They don't try to put the form well. They're just there to stand and say they've been to the gym. And that's, I think, the biggest problem. So when people start complaining, I've been training for 6 years, I've been training for 10 years, and this is my progress, I call bullshit. Most people don't fucking know what they're doing. And the same thing can be said about coaches. I finished NASM, or National Academy of Sports Medicine, one of the most prestigious fucking, whatever you can call it, what the fuck is the name? Clarifications, or whatever the fuck that you can have. And what we learned there is just basically how to act towards people. What is going to be my way with people, like talking to them, how to manage my own business as a coach and shit like that. Maybe, of course, we go through the exercises, the meanings and everything, but it's way too fucking all over the place. It's not direct. It's not like, it doesn't give you the knowledge that you need to understand, okay, I'm gonna do biceps curls. I need to flex the goddamn muscle, flex the goddamn hand, and squeeze the bar in my hand. And this is gonna give me a crazy pump because I'm gonna literally hit the muscle straight. They don't speak like this. They're gonna give you 50 facts, 50 scientific facts why this exercise can help you in the long term. Nobody gives a fuck. Literally nobody gives a shit. So, most people, same thing. They go on a website, they read this crap, they go to the gym, they forget about this crap, and they do the same thing they did before. But now they know the exercise is called biceps curls, or this exercise is called overhead extensions with a dumbbell. And that's just how the fucking cycle goes. People who go on internet, read about something, go to the gym, forget about it, and then they continue with their bullshit. So the best thing you can do is, I would suggest Josh Bryant always. I think I've mentioned it in every single video that I ever made. Josh Bryant is the GOAT, the biggest. Not only did he train Julius Maddox, which is the current bench press record holder, and many more, he also trained my coach, who is James Strickland. You can look him up. This guy, I think he benched 705 pounds raw, something like that. But basically, he trained so many elite lifters, so many elite competitors and record holders that it's literally insane. And the way he approaches training is completely different to any of the coaches I've ever seen. The exercise that he gives you are entirely specific to what you're doing. If you want to get big arms, you're going to get supersets. You're going to get exercise that hits your biceps from all fucking angles. It's not one exercise or two exercises that you're doing the same. Let's say, let me simple this down for you. It's not one exercise, let's say barbell curls, and another exercise, hammer curls for the brachialis. You do those two they're like the deadlift for the lower back, let's say. They're like the base of biceps exercises. Hammer curls and biceps curls. Doesn't matter if you're using an easy bar or a barbell or a dumbbell, doesn't matter. Now, you have preacher curls. You have Zotman curls. You have fucking Arnold presses, which also curls your arms, but it puts you, when you're doing them, it's a completely different movement from normal curls because you're going up and then you're going into something like a shoulder press. You got fucking alternate, I think they're called, or like, I can remember. I basically use, you can like put all these exercises on the cable as well. So the cable like pulls you down. So when you're doing it, it's completely like this. When you're doing preacher curls with just a dumbbell, it's not gonna pull you down as much as a cable machine would. So you can do a lot of accessories with a cable. For me, the moment I don't feel one exercise working for me anymore, I just switch to another. That is the same movement, but it's giving me pressure. It's like pulling me back. So I have to focus on a descent. That's why I like doing heavy curls, because for the most time when I'm doing heavy curls, I focus a lot on the descent. I think it's called the eccentric. I haven't used the specific scientific terms for such a long time that it's completely out of my mind. I'm just doing it upon feel, because I know that if I'm gonna do curls with a slow descent, especially with a super heavy weight, that shit is going to hit so hard. In the next 2-3 weeks, I can expect at least a little bit more of a dense look on my biceps. When I'm doing normal curls, I can expect to get stronger because I'm doing an explosive movement. I'm just focusing on exploding up. When I'm doing incline dumbbell curls, where I can just literally let my biceps in the back as much as possible, you can just extend. I can expect it to hit every single fiber, like almost to the end of the arm. So when you approach like this to training, we're expecting this is gonna hit like this is gonna hit like that, the gains are different than if you're just doing this for the sake of it. It's maybe a little bit advanced. I'm just talking about something that's on my mind when I am training. Talking about training, I need to do my fucking set. There's only like, this is like 10, yeah, this is only like 23 kilograms, so it's way too little. Let's do 50. I'm gonna do some 50-something kilogram curls. As I said, for a long time, you can do a simple exercise like easy bar curls. I'm not doing it to get bigger arms, I'm doing it to get stronger arms. So that's why I'm sticking to it for like months and months. But if I wanted to get massive fucking arms, which I'm currently starting to want again, because 50 centimeters is not enough, then I would do mostly cable movements, because it's constant pressure on my biceps, or exercise where I can extend my biceps, like preacher curls and incline dumbbell curls. That's the shit. That's the shit for the biceps. Now, what El Gringo asked before for the triceps, why did I say JM presses, triceps extensions, and kickbacks is a very specific exercise. No, not a lot of people feel kickbacks, but I love it because it built that exterior point of my arm, which I couldn't hit before. But I said JM presses mostly because it's very good for the elbows. That's the first thing. I was doing arm wrestling for like a year and a half, and anytime that somebody had any elbow problems, I would just tell them, get JM presses. Do JM presses. You can never go wrong with them, because not only it's amazing for the tendons and the ligaments if you're doing like super high reps, it's also crazy fucking strong for your for any pressing, overhead pressing, or bench pressing, literally anything. It's such a good fucking exercise and super underrated. You can hear only guys like Eric Spoto and Josh Bryant and these old school motherfuckers who like lifted 700 pounds or 650 pounds plus on the bench. You can hear only these motherfuckers talk about the importance of JM presses. And you can also hear my good old friend, Creation War Master, talk about them, which was the biggest truth ever. Now, when it comes to overhead extensions, extending the muscle is always a good thing. Any exercise, is it any like muscle group, is it the biceps, is it the fucking back, is it the triceps? When you're extending the muscle, putting more pressure, it's your tendons, ligaments. Like, you can check this shit up. I'm currently having like tendon problems on my chest, and I'm doing isometrics to get them stronger, which is literally hitting. But I'm doing it at the point where the muscle is extended, like the most. So this part is super extended, and I can just focus on pushing it isometrically as hard as I can. Now, to get back to triceps, I don't want to jump from subject to subject. When you're doing overhead extensions, when you're feeling the descent of the dumbbell or easy bar, same thing for the skull crushers, try to get that extend as much as you can. Just fucking get down. Get down. Get down. And when you're going up, try to get it a little bit slow. You don't have to be fast. When you're doing strength movements, yeah, fuck it up. Go fast. Explode. You want to live through that shit when you're doing strength movements. But if you're doing bodybuilding, take your time. You can do 15 reps, yes, but if you do it slow and focused, you're gonna get maybe 9 to 10 reps in, depending on the weight. If you're doing like 70%, you'll get like 12, 13. If you're going like super slow and focused on the muscle. If you're doing like 80%, yeah, you can imagine that you're gonna fail at like 9 to 10 reps. Now, not all. As I said, you want to hit the muscle from different angles. Different angles that require different movements. Some angles you will have to hit with speed. You'll have to like cheat reps, let's say. If I'm going to do, let's do a different thing. Not only curls, I'm talking about curls too much. Yeah, let's stay on the overhead extensions. When you're doing overhead extensions, and like you're here, a lot of like people will say like this is a good rep, or at least like this. But if you're doing half reps like this, cheat reps, that shit will hit the lower part of your triceps so fucking hard. It's gonna be much more pumped than when you're doing full reps. Everything has its purpose. I'm doing full reps when I'm doing strength training. Super heavy weight, full reps, like 5 to 6 reps, but they are like full reps. But if I want to get my arms bigger, I want to get my muscles bigger, then I'm gonna fucking cheat. I'm gonna do half reps because I want to hit that fucking point. And that's the whole reason why you see bodybuilders or specific athletes doing half reps. And I think that's the best way I can explain it. Because a lot of people will, I mean, there's always people complaining about something. That's like normal. But that's kind of the reason why people do half reps. Or like, this was a funny thing that I saw on Instagram. If you guys follow me for a long time, you know who Paul Wagner is. Basically, he was saying that it's funny how you will always see guys with small arms talk about the science and bullshit around the exercise, but then you will have huge fucking behemoths with 50 plus centimeter arms who are cheating every single fucking rep, telling you, nah, what you're doing is good. So I think there's like truth to both worlds. Of course, we need to understand what the fuck we're doing because we're kind of wasting time. That's the whole point of this talk, because most people don't know what the fuck they're doing. But when you know what you're doing, when you know, that's when you can get gains from. You literally can't fuck up. Okay, 200 kilogram neck curl PR when? Yeah, I want to hang myself. In my apartment. Bro, I need to start training my neck again. It was such a long time. You would crush me right now on neck curls. Neck hangs and failure. I will say no comment because this is YouTube. I need to make a fucking Rumble account on which my worst fear at the moment is saying the N-word on live stream. That's my worst fear. I literally thought the whole week till I was waiting for this stream, like, what if I say the N-word on stream? This shit is going to be like here for the entirety. Like, my life will be ruined. I need to make a Rumble account sooner or later. I mean, let's be honest. No way in hell this channel will ever be monetized. I can speak about training all the way I fucking want, but the chances of me being monetized on this platform, which is run by cucks and soy boys, yeah. That's kind of the reason why I didn't post in the first place. Because I know that I can't talk like without filter. But fuck it. Let's not be a bitch and not do anything. But yeah, let's talk about neck training. That's like an interesting subject. Neck training in general, if you want to be like, for me, training the neck is like, I don't want to be knocked out on my workplace. If you get knocked out on your workplace, especially if you're working like a bouncer or security, just quit. Just like get your ass out of there, because you'll have that fucking thought for the rest of your life of some twink. Or you can like find a lightweight boxer who's like super fast and he catches you on the chin. You're fucking massive. What then? That shit's gonna be on your soul for the rest of your days. I would just fucking quit, honestly. But neck training, I would say neck and jaw training because I was training my jaw for the past month or so, 2 months. Training the jaw plus the neck, I think that's what kind of gives you those Zod the Immortal vibes. Like that fucking dense, marauder, barbaric look. Tips for nutrition, I have been following me for years. You were always lean when you were young, but you still built muscle only. Now you start bulking. When I was younger, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. That's the first thing. And I never fucking bulked properly when I was young. I was one of those that said, I have a hard time gaining weight while I was not even trying to eat. I was eating like chicken and rice. Like I was following the normal footsteps of a gym rat. And I was like, why the fuck am I not gaining weight? So like, I started eating real ass fucking food. Beef, milk, kefir, Greek yogurt. My diet consists mostly of dairy. So one day when I do a full day of eating, you will see how fucking autistic my diet is. Like it makes no sense what I eat. I can literally tell you what I ate today. I started with 3 kefirs, which one is 250 milliliters, so it's 750 milliliters of kefir. Then I ate a like normal pizza, which is like a fucking surprise that I'm eating carbs for once this week, because I was literally living on protein the entire week. Usually I would eat 3 kefirs or drink 3 kefirs. I would eat half a kilogram of Greek yogurt. I would make some minced beef or minced pork, like 300 grams of it, after the gym or before the gym, depending how much time do I have. And then after the gym, I would make a 2,200 calorie shake, which I have posted on my YouTube already. So it's 100 grams of sunflower seeds, 100 grams of peanut butter, 4 eggs, water, and 200 milliliters of heavy cream. And that shit is 2,200 calories. And this is the diet that I eat every single day. It's about 4,000 something calories. When I do a full day of eating, you will see exactly. But basically, tips, depending where you are at and what you want to gain, because eating like I eat right now, I would not fucking advise that shit. Sup, man. I would not advise that you eat how I eat because my body is used to it. The first few months that I was drinking the shake, I was literally, I puked 3 times because I would drink like half a liter of water or something way too fast after it. So it took my body some time to get used to the shake because it was just so fucking heavy. I couldn't eat or do anything for hours after drinking it. But basically, when I was younger, when I was lean because I was skinny. I started skinny. I started with like 60 kilograms. I'm gonna try and find photos one day because I don't think I ever posted it on my YouTube. But if you go back to the old videos on YouTube, you will see how I looked when I started, let's say, training. I was doing mainly martial arts at the time. But that's basically how I looked. And then it took me years to gather the knowledge, experiment, get coaches, and shit like that. So it took a very like to bulk up. If I had the knowledge that I had now, back then, dude, I would already be benching fucking more than 200 kilograms. Way more. So the most tips that I can give you on nutrition, yeah, I'm not getting to the subject, I'm sorry, I have so much things I have so much fucking energy and I'm training at the moment. I mean, I'm not training really, I'm more talking. But beef is your best friend. Beef, pork, best friends. Shit ton of calories, shit ton of protein, plenty of fat. That's what you need. When it comes to carbs, do whatever the fuck you want, honestly, because I'm not the best person to ask about carbs because I don't eat enough carbs myself. I base my diet mostly around fat. I literally fucking eat 75% of fat. My diet consists of 75% of fat. And I'm not even joking. Like, it's, of course, animal fats, natural fats, but it's mostly fats because fats are caloric and I want to get as much calories in me as possible. My logic is this. If I want to have optimal testosterone levels, or my cholesterol needs to be somewhat high. If you're going to go all nerd up and shit, go and see how cholesterol looks, and then go see how testosterone looks. It's basically the same chemical fucking structure, or whatever the fuck you call it. You cannot have testosterone without having high cholesterol. This is one of the first posts that I made on my Facebook page when I was starting the Barbarian Overlord. The Barbarian Overlord. That's one of the first posts that I made. Was about cholesterol because everybody says, or at least back then, I don't know what year was it, 2018, 2019, everybody was saying how cholesterol is like shit. All the doctors were like going against eggs and red meat. I was like, if we all stopped eating red meat and eggs, our testosterone would plummet so fucking would look like we ate bugs in a matter of a decade. Maybe even less, because a lot of people already look like that. Let's see. Buttercream, full fat, yogurt, fatty meals, that's the best. Yeah, pretty much. Everything that you would think is good for you, it is. Fucking raw milk from the tits. Totally fucking good for you. And I'm not even joking. When I get a wife, when I get her like pregnant and she gets like milk, I'm gonna drink those shit up. I'm gonna fucking drink that shit up like raw. I'm not even joking. Like everything that you think is good for you, it probably is. That's why like yesterday I ate lardo. It's like literally a fucking piece of fat. It's a fucking piece of fat with salt, garlic, and some seasoning. And that shit was fucking amazing, bro. I ate that like I would lie if I said like 200 grams, but like 100 grams of that shit I definitely ate. Next, carbs. For carbs, honestly, I look up to like sumo wrestlers. Shit ton of veggies, shit ton of rice. I mean, I'm not a fan of grains. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I generally am not a fan of grains. I try to stay away from processed crap. I was never a fan of bread. Bread is like the most famous fucking thing you can eat during the day in Croatia. But I was just never a fan of it. I was always kind of focused on eating as much meat as possible since I was a kid. Meat was just my favorite fucking thing. So for carbs, I would say for normal diet without like bullshit, you can rely on rice, oats, potatoes. The only reason that I'm not mentioning potatoes more is because you have to eat a shit ton of them to get enough calories and carbs. That is the only reason. And I'm not a big eater. I start eating a shit ton of food. I'm super focused. Let's say I'm preparing for a meet and I eat a lot like in 2 weeks. That's when I start eating a lot. But on a normal day, normal week, I think I eat like normal sized meals. I just have a lot of tricks in my book to keep everything that I eat high with calories because I don't have much time sometimes. And I think a lot of people also don't have time. They have work to do, family stuff, training with that. And when you're living like that, especially when you're like home, work, gym, and then home at like 9 in the evening, 9 p.m., you don't have much time to prepare yourself. You don't have much time to eat. So what I do, fucking buckets of food with me, I just take up shit that has a lot of calories. Some fucking bullshit issues. But I can basically eat whatever the fuck I want, and I can still gain. I can ask my friends that, you can ask anybody. Can't certain races tolerate carbs more? Like Nordic peoples have had no vegetables or fruit, but people in the tropics had more fruit and can tolerate more. I can't do high fat and meat only makes me tired. That's interesting because it makes me tired too. Like eating, especially if I eat a lot of it fast, it definitely makes me tired. But I don't allow myself to sit down. I don't allow myself to, like, how do we say this? You're tired, you just kind of decide, I'm gonna rest up for a bit. I don't allow myself to rest up. I literally fall asleep while going to the gym. Multiple times when I would go to the gym, I would just fall asleep. So I don't allow myself. When I get tired, like, I eat a shit ton of meat and fatty meat, especially. And I was like working construction. I would literally just go back to work as soon as possible because I knew if I sit down, rest, it's gonna fuck me up. Like, be half asleep and then it's gonna take me some time to wake up. But I would suggest, depending where you're from, always follow the footsteps of your ancestors. Always follow the footsteps of where you're fucking from. If those people have gained more, or are best gaining while eating, let's say, meat and bread, stick with meat and bread. Just find a way to make it easier for you. Because that's like as close as possible to your genetic code. I'm no fucking scientist and I'll probably never be one, but this is my logic. This is completely my logic. I still eat kind of what my ancestors ate, which is a lot of fucking cheese, a lot of fucking yogurt, and a lot of meat. This is literally what my ancestors ate. So I feel good at eating it. Of course, I'm gonna feel tired if I stuff myself with it, but I don't allow myself to go to sleep or fucking sit down and relax. My mindset has been through fire and took a goddamn while to get here. When focusing on muscle size, is weight progression important or just the feel pump? Or do you need to mix strength? Ooh. I'm gonna try and not talk like 40 minutes from this question. So first of all, depends on where are you currently. If you're a beginner, I would suggest you focus on the pump. Focus on the pump, focus on hitting the muscle, get that form and technique in afterwards when you become a little bit advanced. Because don't get me wrong, people can say bodybuilders are not as strong as strongmen or powerlifters. Oh, I'm literally so happy that I'm able to say this on a live, so people can like remember this for the end of days. By the way, my phone is gonna die for 60 seconds, so this is going to be the last thing that I'm gonna say. Then I'm gonna go after the curls. But basically, powerlifters that can't lift for shit are the smallest ones. When you're a big fucking cunt, you will be able to lift a lot. That doesn't matter if you have a lot of muscle or a lot of fat. Being big is never wrong. So I'll answer this question when I get home. I'm going to continue the live because I said it's going to be an hour long. So I'm going to see you guys later. But for now, my phone needs to die. So see you at home.